Hey everyone, this side Rohit Pandey, CPC certified medical coder. Those who are visiting my channel for the first time, kindly share, subscribe my channel. Okay, so we're gonna talk about. Let me check. I'm live or not? Okay. So today we are gonna talk about what is the difference between near-death experience and dream. Okay, so when I was looking for such topic, I was searching for death experience because yesterday I just watching some YouTube channel and I found some videos related to that. So I thought, why not I become make a video on that. But the thing is that I thought, is it belong to my I mean my channel motto or not? Then I realized that death is part of life. Okay, and every human one day will come when every human got died, you or me. It doesn't matter, uh, any rich or poor, it doesn't matter. Everyone will gonna die one day. So it is like a human experience, but no, I mean, we experience death, but after death, no one give his experience. I know I'm talking stupid thing, but I heard this thing on a YouTube channel, like a big thing. Okay, and Dr. Bruce Garrison told these things. So I'm gonna tell you whatever I heard from him. What are the near-death experiences? Near-death experiences are profound, subjective experiences that many people have when they come close to death, or sometimes when they are, in fact, pronounced death. And they include such difficult to explain phenomena as a sense of leaving the physical body, reviewing one's entire life, encountering some other entities, and are not physically present, that they sometimes interpret as deities or decreased loved ones. And at some point coming to a point of no return beyond which they can't continue and still come back to life. It's natural for people to think that near death experiences are kind of like dreams or hallucinations. What causes hallucination? No two people have the same experience of hallucination, whereas near death experience are basically the same across people, across cultures, across centuries. I think if you look at what thing typically cause hallucination: metabolic changes, drugs, changes in oxygen level, brain injury, those things produce certain known effects: confusion, agitation, belligerence. They are very different from the typical calm, peaceful, consistent content of a near death experience. We have looked at specific things that may cause a hallucination. It was true that maybe lack of oxygen to the brain would have a role in near death experiences. And we usually see that such situations happen with uh, anyone, that sometime lack of oxygen, when we our brain get less oxygen, that suddenly it I mean blackout happens to our in front of our eyes. Okay, so he's telling that it was thought that maybe lack of oxygen to the brain would have a role in near death experiences, since no matter how you come close to death, lack of oxygen to the brain is one of the final common pathways. But those who report near death experiences actually have better oxygen flow to the brain than people who don't report NDs. Likewise, we thought drugs given to people as they approach death may be causing these experiences. And what we find again is that the more drugs people are given as they approach death, the less likely they are to report a near death experiences. So drugs and lack of oxygen are not causing any near death experience. Okay. So they may in fact repress having an near death experience. So now we are talking about dreams versus near death experience. You can look on a dream as just a random series of visions, a way of processing problems in your life and finding solutions. There are phenomenological differences in the content between dreams and near-death experiences. Near-death experiences often have accurate out-of-the-body perception, whereas dreams and hallucination do not. And that to me is probably one of the best way of distinguishing between a dream and a near-death experience. Is there any connection between dreams and near-death experiences? The fact that both of those are processed by our brain ultimately says that there got to be some similarities in how we describe them, how we understand them, how we relate them to other people. Many near-death experiences report things that other people can't verify right away. So we assume that they were just imagination or fantasy, and yet they insist it's real, it happens to me, I know it. Philosopher Abraham Kaplan talk about the story of a traveler who went to a distant land and came back with a fantastic story about a beast who can travel for days and days and days without water. And he tells this is this to his people in his town, and they get together and say, we don't know if this can be real, but we are gonna to get the wise men together and have a meeting and decide whether this beast can exist or not. And the traveler says, what do you mean can existence? I saw it. So it's like if you were hit by a truck and someone says you just imagine it, you know whether you hit by a truck or not. There's no doubt in your mind, and that's the way near-death experiences related to their near-death experience. They feel it. There's no doubt in my mind, this is real experience I had. More real than this world is English. Oh, whoa. That's enough. That's the last word told by Mr. Dr. Bruce Greyson. So we can understand. I just made a video on lucid dreams as well, and Vishal Kaushal, a Bollywood actor, also experienced sleep paralysis. That is like where you want to wake up but you can't. Your body will, not allows you to wake up, and these kind of dream. In a dream, and in you just face. You just face near-death experience. So there are many stories. I just I tried to find out, and one more story I have, but video become more, more longer. But if you are interested, then I will tell you. So this is Sam Pritchard. Okay, she's telling that whatever story she's going to tell us, it is like maybe it looks like friction, but she assured that this is absolutely genuine, and it was like a life changing experience for her. In April 2016, I was 33 and the fittest I had ever been, running 3+ times a week with 3 gym sessions and competing in obstacle course race regularly at weekends. On a pretty average Friday, I was working from home and booked in to have my Marina coil removed and one new one fitted, which is routine procedure undertaken in the general procedure surgery. Okay, so I attend the appointment on my lunch break and felt absolutely fine prior to the procedure. At the point the existing coil was removed, I felt pain like I had never felt before, but insisted the new coil was fitted after being given a moment to compose myself. And she's saying, post procedure I felt awful whilst saying there, but was keen to get myself out of the doctor's surgery. I sat up and wanted to pull up my trousers, as felt very dignified. Okay, I remember feeling absolutely horny, horrendous, and asking the doctor for a glass of water. I can recall what happened next to vividly, and as if it were only yesterday. I was suddenly in a small room which was filled with people. The room was warm and hazy. The people I was with didn't have faces, which seems scary, so, or as if taken straight from a horror movie. But it really wasn't. In fact, I did not notice that at the time. It was only afterwards, when I was recalling the event and trying to describe those I was with, that I even realized this. Despite not having faces, the people felt familiar to me, and it was if I knew them. It seemed as if they were stood in the shadows of the room and were in the soft focus. They were repeatedly telling me I was okay, and that I was safe. I wasn't scared at any point, and felt very calm, fuzzy, and warm. I felt like I had been there for ages. When someone started saying my name, the voice sounded as if it were coming from outside the room. I asked the people I was with who it was, but they were unable to tell me. The voice began getting louder and sounded some urgent. I kept asking, but those I was with were reassuring me, telling me not to listen or worry and to stay with them as I was safe. By this time, my name was being screamed so loudly, and the person sounded really panicked. I was becoming quite nerved by this. I apologized to the people and said I would have to go and find them, as there was clearly a real problem somewhere and they needed my help. In a split second, I had a moment of my self-awareness, as if I had regained consciousness and realized I was laid on my side. I thought in that in that second, sorry, and sorry for the background whistle sound. Okay, I thought in that second that I must have nodded off somewhere, and someone was trying to wake me up. In that moment, I had no recollection of ever being at the doctor's surgery. I opened my eyes to see different, you know. In a split second, I had a moment of self-awareness, as if I had regained Okay. And realized I was laid on my side. I thought in that second that I must have nodded off somewhere and someone was trying to wake me up. In that moment, I had no recollection of ever being at the doctor's surgery. I opened my eyes to see a different GP within inches of my face, shouting my name. She shouted, Sam, do you know where you are? My response, without even thinking, was, I know where I am, but you would not believe where I have just been. The lovely doctor replies, saying, we know exactly where you have been. I, I glanced around the small treatment room to see five plus doctors, the nurses, and two emergency response paramedics who have arrived in an ambulance. The defibrillator trolley was placed at the base of my bed. So what happened? Well, they believe the removal of the coil caused me to become bradycardic. Bradycardic means heart rate between 40 to 50. Okay, which is rare but can happen. But because of my level of fitness, my resting heart rate was 45 to being with. So the reduction in the heart rate caused my heart to stop. Very rare. So please don't worry if you are considering a coil fitting removal. Thankfully, they were able to bring me back with CPR. CPR is cardiopulmonary resuscitation. It usually happen when some people those have heart attack and these kind of things happen, so they just put their hand between the on the chest and the heart, and they just pull it regularly with a rhythm, and with that they just cardiopulmonary resuscitation, so they are trying to resuscitate that person, or they just resuscitate that uh, cardiopulmonary thing. Okay, cardio is for heart, and pulmonary is lungs, so they are trying to just push lungs and heart to resuscitate them. Okay, the experience did not make me have a belief in God, but I'm certainly no longer afraid of death. As I enjoyed being there, I felt warm and safe. What was most difficult to me to come to terms with was that I was more than happy to stay in the room with those people. Had it not of been for the screaming voice, I'm unsure I would have regained consciousness. That it really was that welcoming. I did have a few sleepless nights following this, and some anxiety around not waking up if I go to sleep, but this soon passed. So if you are experiencing this kind of thing, I mean a death experience, so it will be so hard for you to go to sleep again, because in your mind every time it's like if I'm going to sleep, or I will wake up or not, this kind of thoughts again and again, just making round in front or rotate in your mind. Okay, so a couple of days after this episode, I ended up in rushes at my local hospital as my heart was badly bruised from the CPR and was behaving erratically. Fortunately, there was no lasting damage and no underlying health problem was deemed as the cause, just a medical incident. I am now officially a medical static on the Marina Coil information sheet. Positives of this story, what she wrote. I totally re-evaluated my life. I shut down from a national director role where I was away from home most nights of the week. I decided to marry my long-term partner, start a family, and write my will. We married in May 2017, 30 months after the event. And even our first child was born in August 2018. The experience showed me that there's an awful lot more to life than work, but perhaps more important, that life is short, fragile, and precious. You know, so when these kind of incident happened with us, so we suddenly become so spiritual person that nothing is in this life, we just got died one day, so life is short, fragile, and precise, and how and when we reach our end may be completely out of hand, regardless of how fit and healthy we are. Luckily to me, Friday 22nd April was not my time. So you know uh, uh, i read uh, I read about Sam Pritchard. I think he's a man who shared his experience. Okay, and after that he got married. So because of CPR, which is done by doctors, he have some issues with chest. But after that he is okay, and he did marriage and all these kind of things. But the thing is we today we just talk about the dream and the difference between dream and near death experience. So what we learn that dream, we usually scare from dream and near death experience as well. But in dreams, we just saw it, and when we come out of the dream, we just feel that thank God we come, and we just forget it. But when we experience death, when we are in hospital, we have critical situation, and for a small interval of time, something everything, I mean, a blackout come in front of our eyes. We experience that our brain got everything black, black screen. So this kind of experience happened with us in a near death experience. Okay, and suddenly when we woke up with the, we just come out from that experience suddenly. So it was like real experience. Okay, so you just thank to God that I came, you know so you become more you just become more active towards your health. So that is the difference between your death experience and dreams. So I think that is all about all I just want to say about this. So those who really, those who are watching my channel, kindly share and subscribe my video, yaar. Okay, share as much as you can. And the thing is, which I every time shared with you. Okay, but I'm not gonna share this time because it is almost a different topic. Okay, so I'm not talking about my coaching things all in that in this. Okay, so good night everyone, bye.